Go live, go live, go live.
This is
Hey, hello everybody. It is your friend Bigby McFly, the comic guy, or Bigby McFly, the Santa guy. Santa Big. No, the reason I'm doing this goofy live stream is I sent a package to my good friend. Goofy live
right.
stream, whatever. I sent a package to my good friend Mr. Akins, and there was some confusion. He thought it was a package that someone else had sent him, and then I was like very concerned because I'd sent him this really nice copy of Youngblood #4 for Christmas, signed and remarked, and well, it could be Youngblood #4. I'm gonna maybe we'll have you guess what you think it might be. But
I think what was really confusing is I had gotten another package, and I was telling you about the stuff in the package, and you were like, "What are you talking about?" That's
right. You're describing some of the stuff in the package, and I'm like, I didn't send you that.
That has nothing to do with what I sent. I have done a little bit of pre-package.
Oh, he's done a little prying on it, pre-opening on it.
Pre-opening on it.
So
we'll say.
Have you ever gotten any other like Christmas related, Christmas comic related gifts? Do you get gifts that are comic related? Does your family do that for you at all?
Well, you know what? It's really not my family. It's really my coworkers. When all the schools I've ever worked at, I always had the superhero posters on the walls, and so they knew I loved superheroes. So they would give me all these little things, and this is a little bit of spoiler for the Colossus collector. He's having his Christmas thing this Saturday, December the 14th. Saturday, December the 14th. And I made a little video to put in that, and I gave a little Christmas hack. And the Christmas hack is this. When you get things, toys, action figures, little trinkets that have to do with superheroes, but you don't have a lot of room to put those things in.
Right.
What I do is I put them with the Christmas decorations. And then when we put up our tree, I'll put those things up under the tree. So I've got a tree that's mine that I decorate myself, and up under it is a lot of superhero toys, superhero trinkets, things that I've gotten over the years that don't really fit the theme that I got going on in here. And so it's something I can bring out every year and kind of put up under the tree like they're presents, which is what I got. That's how I got them. I got them from people as presents over the years.
Cool.
Just back up under there, and so I can bring them out.
You do that in your classroom or at home?
I do this at home. I've got a tree here at home, and so.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
But over the years, students have given me things. Other teachers have given me things. You know, it could be a little, a mug, a superhero mug, those kind of things. Well. How many superhero mugs are you going to get? So how much space do you have to put those things? You still want to keep them. It is still cool, but I'm like, hey, I got the idea that when we were downsizing and getting really Spartan in the way we were living, I said, you know what? I want to put all these things in a box and bring them out at Christmas and put them up under the tree like they're presents, which is what they were. And that way I get to enjoy them once a year, but they don't clutter up everything.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I like that. That's really cool.
So
were they like on point? Did they get you like Iron Man, or did they get you like Captain America, or was it just kind of like general superhero mayhem?
You know, the most popular thing I would get would be Spider-Man stuff. It's just because, hey, he likes superheroes, and it seemed to be more Spider-Man related things than anything else. Like a little action figures, Spider-Man mugs. Here, I got one. Got one of the mugs sitting right here that I got from a fellow teacher. You know, that kind of stuff. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
So those kind of things. Yeah, and it seemed to be more Spider-Man. I think it's just the fact that Spider-Man is very popular. And when they think, oh, superheroes, you're going to think of the three big ones. You're going to think of Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man as those casuals out there that are not in the know as we are. And
Right.
they would always seem to be it would always seem to be Spider-Man more than anything else. So I had a ton of Spider-Man stuff. Um, and
I
I
wonder
do
if there's
like
I wonder if there's a lot of Spidey like Christmas related like ornaments and that kind of stuff too. Like because he's more one of their more marketable characters, right? So I mean,
yes. And I do have a lot
yeah.
of ornaments that they gave me over the years. And that's the reason I kind of got the idea to just have a tree with superhero ornaments on it, because they would always give me little bitty ornaments over the years too. Seems like when Christmas would roll around, the faculty would do a Secret Santa, and then I would always get some type of something Spider-Man related, a mug, an ornament, something like that. And a lot of times, like I said, don't always have the space to put it, but I can bring it out every year, enjoy it, put it back in the box for next Christmas. And I've been adding to it. I added something else this year to it that somebody gave me. Doesn't really fit the theme in here, but I'm like, hey, this will be a good spot to put it up under the tree and enjoy it every year.
That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot. Yeah, I got to like help spread the joy of comics to somebody for Christmas, which is actually I'm going to do a couple of things. I've got one of my coworkers. He has 4 little kids, like they're all like under the age of 12. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be giving him a big package of comics. I said, would you like me to separate them out and wrap them up? He's like, no, just make one package and they could share all of them. So I'm going to make like a kids comics package for them and just kind of share that. And then another coworker I found the other day that he has a son who's 13, who's he said he's kind of into that pop culture-y, superhero-y kind of stuff and Transformers and all that. So I'm gonna try to make a little gift package for him too. So that's kind of cool. But one of my coworkers has an adult son, and he said he really likes all kinds of superhero movies and everything, and he's into all kinds of stuff. He's very up on all the Marvel movies and stuff, and he also loves Superman and the Flash and Iron Man are his favorite characters. And he gave me a budget that he wanted to work with to get him a gift, and so we picked the very first Superman Flash race book as a gift for his son for Christmas. Yeah. So yeah, I got to help him get that, and then we put all the pertinent details on like a what do you call it? Like a little post-it note, and he's gonna like get a keep like my cuffs are bothering me. He's gonna get like a little inscribed thing at a trophy store. It's gonna say, you know, the issue number. I think it's 199, Superman 199. And he's going to have it inscribed with the first Superman Flash race and the year, and then he's going to give it to his son and put it in a picture or a frame-ish thing. So kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, Colossus did a really good video about what to get people that are comic book collectors and you're not sure what to get them. And I think he did a really good, like t-shirts. T-shirts are always a good thing to get because a lot of times you're not sure what, you know, if you get them comics, sometimes it's hard to get them comics because they probably have everything that they want of a character. If they like a character, they like a series, they probably got all that stuff. And if they don't have everything, what they don't have is super expensive. So t-shirts are always a great way to go for those people that you want to buy something for them for Christmas and they're into comic.
I had a friend I was super jealous of in like high school, so because his parents would always go like the list of the issues of Uncanny X-Men that he was missing. They would get him books off of that list, and he got like he would get Silver Age X-Men every year for Christmas. I was so jealous. I was like, my family just, that was too far for them. But one year, like I used to get like, you know, you get your subscription box, right, here that you have at the comic shop. And as a little kid, I was never up on paying for my subscription box. It was always like there was always 10 to 12 books in my subscription box that weren't taken care of yet. And at some points, it got really full. And for me and my family, and almost every year, that was on my Christmas list. Clear my shelf for me for Christmas. And I remember opening up the first year they did it. It had I opened up a package and it had Web of Spider-Man #1 on the top of the pile. And I remember, so that I always equate Web of Spider-Man #1 with Christmas.
Now, I would also, when I was a kid, now that I think about it, I can't believe I didn't think about this when you said, hey, comic book, Christmas related stuff. When I was a kid, what I would ask other people, like my aunts and uncles, to get me for Christmas would be a subscription to comics.
That's
and
good.
they would mail that off for me. And so, yeah, I would always ask for that for Christmas before I started. Before I was able to find a actual comic shop and go to those, used to get everything through the mail. And that's what I would ask for.
Say hi to Kenneth and Collecting Casually, Ryan Collecting Casually in the chat. Hello, thanks for being here. If you guys have like any like best Christmas comic related gifts, you can put them in the chat. That'd be awesome. We'll share those too. But so did they get you subscriptions for Christmas?
Oh yeah, they get me subscriptions for Christmas.
Yeah,
because it would
so be. Does that work?
Say that again.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. I remember you showing some books that you got, and some of them were some of those from like that you got when you were a kid. Were some of those from those subscriptions? The ones that you showed?
Yes, all those that I got as a kid. A lot of them I got as a kid. I got from subscriptions, because there was no comic books that I can remember when I was a young kid in the town I lived in. And we would go on vacation over the summer, and that's where I would see comic books. I'd see the spinner racks. And so it was really only the summer that I was buying things. Well, then it got me hooked. So Christmas, I would say, hey, get me a subscription to the Avengers. I can remember, I remember specifically getting one for Marvel Team Up. And what would happen is Marvel Team Up it changed to, I think, Spectacular Spider-Man. Remember, it was Marvel Team Up, and that got canceled, and then another title started up. And so I remember getting in the mail it saying, hey, which one of these would you like instead of Marvel Team Up, since that title has been canceled and stuff. So I remember that specifically. And I think it was either Web of Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man, one of them, when Team Up ended with issue about 150, I think it was.
So hello to Brandon from Comics. Ryan says not actual comics, but he remember getting for Christmas, but lots of Toy Biz figures and packs of Marvel cards. That's really cool. And Brandon echoes that same, Ryan. He got a lot of the action figures and stuff, so that's really cool.
This is going to show my age. For me, it was the Mego figures. I love those Mego figures. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk.
Oh yeah.
The only problem,
those guys are cool. They were kind of like, did they actually hold the pose? Did they have a wire frame inside of them or anything?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah. I never got to play with them.
They had a lot of points of articulation, like around the shoulders, and what was holding them together inside were rubber bands. Rubber bands connected like all the pieces, and so they put the pieces together, and then they glued the figures together. But even as a kid, I always had a problem with Spider-Man being this big, and the Hulk was smaller than the Spider-Man figure. I'm like, it bothered me as a kid that the Hulk was smaller than the Spider-Man figure.
Yeah.
I remember one of my neighbors had. I remember one of my neighbors.
Those are the best. Just to watch them pop off. Yeah, the points of articulation.
Yes, I remember one of my friends had a Captain America. I wanted that Captain America so bad, I just couldn't, and I couldn't find it in the store. 5 and 10 or Kmart or wherever I was looking, I just couldn't find the Captain America.
So we got
Oh,
Katie, K-pop junkie in here on comics. So, so for those just popping in, little quick recap. So like, I sent Mr. Akins a Christmas gift, and he thought it was. There was confusion. There were some wires crossed. He thought it was a gift that someone else had sent him. So then he's like, "Oh yeah, I opened it. It was like, This was kind of surprising." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" and then he went to look for it at the post office, and it wasn't there. And I'm like, "I have tracking. It says it's there."
And the thing is, it does say it's been there since 12/5, but they didn't put a thing in my box until yesterday saying it was there. So they're
okay. They were holding on to it. They're building the anticipation or my anxiety. And then the running gag I've been telling Mr. Akins is that it's a Youngblood number 4 because why, Mr. Akins?
Because it used to be a key.
Bigby McFly says that.
I think you actually used. I think you actually used the word wall book. Was it up on the wall?
It was. It was like it's like the first appearance of Pitt or something like that. And so it was like back in the day, it was a book on the wall for like $10 to $15. So then not anymore. But we hasn't opened it yet. We don't know what he doesn't know what I said. I want him to make a guess. He was joking that it's a signed and remarked copy of Youngblood number 4.
I do have.
Hey, it's Richard. Hey, Richard Westfall. One of my good friends. Thank you for popping in.
I do have something I may want signed or remarked. I'm wondering how many copies of this you have, Bigby.
How many copies of what?
How many copies of this do you have?
I only have one. I have one copy left. That is for those watching, that is Dark Discoveries magazine. I did the cover for that he's holding up there. And there's actually also a comic book that I did inside, which is really terrible photo manipulation because that's what they decided they wanted. So you want to see how I turn tree frogs into monsters. They're my gremlins inside there.
Yes.
And it's pretty goofy. So here we go. There's so they wanted you gotta find the tree frog monsters on the next page. The next page is the tree frog monsters.
The next page was the tree frog monster.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're holding machine. Yeah, there they are. So there you
go. This cover right here, is this like you had
this that used to be when I submitted it to them. So originally what they said, these people knew nothing about comic books. This is a horror magazine. They did I think they sold the magazine to somebody else because now it's all like good girl art on the covers. But they did like a lot of, they were really big into H.P. Lovecraft. They reviewed a lot of new horror movies, old horror movies. They had a lot of short stories by semi-pro people and stuff in them. That was, I believe that's H.P. Lovecraft on the cover there of that red one. But this one, they originally told me we're going to do a comics tribute magazine, and we want an homage to EC Comics. And so I was like, okay, so that's me coming through the door. And originally the hand that's got the big eye and the palm, it was me holding a hatchet, and then I had a mannequin head in the other hand. And the kids reading the magazine, and it was an infinity cover too. So it was like I was it was an infinity cover of him reading the book, of him reading the book, of him reading the book. And then they went, that's not, we want a little more like H.P. Lovecrafty Cthulhu-y thing. Could you like tweak this and tweak that and tweak this? And so eventually it became this Cthulhu monster thing coming through the door that I read in the comics. So, and that's actually my, I don't know what I should say. It's my middle stepson. so that is photo manipulation, painting over a photo digitally and stuff. So, but yeah, so fun stuff.
2000,
But
2000.
so when they wanted the comic, they're like, oh yeah, we want you to draw this story. We bought this story from this guy, and they're like, I'm like, okay, great. And I'm like, and they're like, it's written out to be like 18 pages. And I looked at it and I go, okay. And they go, we want you to squeeze it into 6. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you can cut out whatever you chop pieces out of it, make it. And I'm like, okay. So I started drawing it, and they're like, I go, who's going to ink this? Who's going to letter it? And they go, what's an inker? What's a letterer? What is it? Well, when we said we wanted them to do the art, that means you're going to do everything. And I was like, okay. And so they go, well, what's normal page rate? And I'm like, I'm told them kind of what normal page rate was. And then they go, that's for the penciler. And then there's the inker. Then there's the letterer. And then there's you want me to do all of it. I think I ended up getting paid like something like $12 a page or something. It was said and done. It was terrible. But it was an internationally distributed magazine. So I got my name out there on art that I don't normally do. I don't know if it was good or bad, but anyway. But anyway, I digress. I will sign that for you next time we see each other, for sure.
I was able to find it on eBay. I can't remember how much it was. It was like $6, something like that.
Not a lot. There's probably a lot. I went on eBay one time and I saw I think there were more copies signed by me on eBay than there were not signed by me on eBay.
I think the reason I started looking for it was Son of Crom. I think he has one.
Yeah, he got one. Yeah,
and he showed it off. Yeah, I think maybe he showed it off where he talked about it, and I was like, as soon as the video came out, just like all of the videos, it's just one big commercial for comics. That's all comic book YouTube really is a commercial for comics.
Right.
I immediately hit eBay and I'm like, let's see if I can find one. And I'm like, there was one. There was this one. That was it.
So I'm going to hit up the chat again. One of the questions we asked was, what is the best comics related gift you ever got for Christmas, or some of the best comics related gifts? I said my parents cleared my shelf when I was a kid, and I opened it up, and Web of Spider-Man #1 was on top. So I always equate Web of Spider-Man #1 with Christmas for some reason. So there's that. I just realized I did not plug my cabled internet in, so I'm going off Wi-Fi. So if it's bad, I apologize. Bad quality. Hey, Travis from Comics Limited. Too bad there's no Crusaders issues available. Yeah, I don't think there's a real small press comic that I did in the late 80s with a friend of mine. There's like 2 issues called Crusaders and one called Scenario. And it's like, I think there are maybe like 300 or 400 copies printed of those. So, and they're only distributed in the Portland area from the Portland Comic Con. So I only have one of each left.
Didn't you actually go and print the comics too?
I did, yeah. So we actually had a offset printing press in my high school, and we got to learn all of the ins and out of like doing layout, which they don't do it all that way, where it was like where in the olden days when you would take an X-Acto knife and cut everything out and lay it out on the page and paste up and everything, and then we would print the actual steel printing plates and everything that go on the machine and do all of that. And so we printed our own comics, and then we go sell them at the Portland Comic Con. So it was pretty fun. So, well, I'm sure you probably have a schedule to keep or something with your family. So I'm going to just I'm going to ask you, do you have a guess as to what it might be?
Well, now I kind of opened, and for some reason, I don't think this is, and it's the way the Gemini is shaped. This isn't a regular size comic. It's like a magazine. I don't think it's a regular size comic. It's something other than a regular size comic. Am I right or wrong in that?
It's a regular size comic. I put it in the magazine thing to protect
you put it in a magazine. Okay. So that was kind of throwing me off there because I see how large it is. meaning I'm not gonna this.
There should be a backer board on both sides of it. So I don't think
Okay.
I think it should be backer boarded on both sides. So you should
It
be able
is
to flip it over without. Okay.
Okay.
It's like the lunch wrapping paper there, right? So there should be like a little postie in there. I think there was a postie
Yes.
crammed in the side of the box.
Yeah, there's a little postie crammed in here.
There it is. I was sending out some other stuff, and I was looking at books, and I was like, you know what, this book needs to go to me.
Is it a Tales? Well, usually when I play this game with my wife, I have 3 guesses, and after 3 guesses, you just okay, this is it.
Okay. So you said, guess was this an oversized comic? No.
Yeah, it's not. A Tales of Suspense comic.
It is not a Tales of Suspense comic. It is, however, I will give you a hint. It is, however, semi-related to Tales of Suspense.
Is it?
There are characters in it that did appear in Tales of Suspense.
Is it? Is it a Captain America comic?
It is not a Captain America. Well, however, no, Captain America does not appear in that issue.
So is it an Avengers comic?
It is an Avengers comic.
Now
you gotta open it.
Yeah, now I gotta open it up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! You shouldn't have, man. This is really nice. Wow! Oh my word! Look at that.
I got a really good deal on it, and so I wanted to have it that long. I wanted to encourage you to like build that after you do Tales of Suspense. So
this is so awesome, man. I can't. This is amazing. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Well, you can read it. It's not like super high grade or anything. You can actually read it. You know.
Right. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Amazing. I don't know. I think I want to keep it like this and on this thing. I kind of like the way it's
inside the magazine.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be in a nice backboard inside of there too. So you're yeah. We got some comments here. Collecting Casually says, "Wow,
what exactly?"
And then I wanted to say hi to SideQuest. He popped in. Yeah, so we got
the
Golden Avenger himself.
Yeah.
Travis says, "I remember when you got that." Mon Comics says, "Great gift. Congrats, Akins. Well done, big. Thank you, Brandon."
This is a great gift.
So that is the last issue where the Hulk was in the Avengers.
Yes.
Because the Space Phantom he's appearing as him, and they're fighting him, and they're all saying all these terrible things like, "I knew you were a villain. You never were a good guy," and all this. And the Hulk hears them. He hears all the things they say, and he helps them defeat the Space Phantom. And then they're like, "Thanks for your help, Hulk." And he's like, "Yeah, I heard everything you said. I'm out."
Yeah. Bump you guys. I know how you really feel. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. SideQuest says, "I'm glad it was found at the post office."
Yeah, I can see why you were like, where's it at?
I was like, I'm kind of worried about that copy of Youngblood #4. Hey, Dr. Plagueis, how are you doing?
Dr. Plagueis.
Merry Christmas. We're just doing a little impromptu gift opening from Mr. Akins. He's not gonna be able to make the gift exchange thing for Saturday, and I wanted to see him open it.
This is amazing, man.
Well, I'm glad you're happy with it.
Oh, this is amazing.
See, I'm just really good at getting you the second issue of something that you're collecting.
That's true. That is true.
Because you got the tales of suspense from me, right?
Yeah.
Second appearance of Iron Man,
and then you also
you got second Avengers.
Didn't I get Iron Man #2 from you?
Oh, I did get you Iron Man. Wow, that's really weird.
Did you
I didn't even realize that I got you Iron Man #2. That's right.
You got me
That's
Iron
right.
Man #2, and then second appearance of Iron Man, Tales of Suspense #40, and now this one right here. This is amazing.
I had to think about it for a second. I was like, when you said, "Is Captain America in it?" I'm like, "Not yet." #4, where you get first Captain America.
Oh
yeah, I think I got the Iron Man #2 from Travis that I gave to you. So there you go.
I think so. I think you got it from Travis. So yeah, it's always the second issue.
Anyway, I just wanted to hang out and for a little bit talk about some Christmas and have you open a present. So yeah,
thank you.
That's all. You're more than welcome, my friend. There was a thing. I don't know if you guys know the well, I'll show it. I'll tell the story. Is it okay if I tell the story about the first Iron Man?
Yeah.
Okay. So Son of Crom, I don't know if you guys know Son of Crom, but I got this book from Son of Crom. But before I got it from him, he told me that he was considering giving it to Mr. Akins. And I had to stop and pause for a second. And I thought about it, and I really care about Mr. Akins, and that might be like one of the only chances he has to get that book. And I was like, if you're really going to give that to Mr. Akins, then please, I don't want to just give it to Mr. Akins. And I was like, Mr. Akins, this is how I know that we're good friends, because I was just going to let that go right out of my fingertips and go to you. And he's like, no, I was going to give it to him if nobody was interested in buying or trading for it. But he's like, you're going to pay money for it. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just would. If you're really seriously going to give it to Mr. Akins, please do just give it to Mr. Akins. So. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Mr. Akins.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And so everybody, if you're in the Christmas mood and like comic books, make sure you tune into Christmas with Cousin Colossus on Saturday at what time was it going to be? 5 Eastern, 8 Eastern.
I can't remember. December.
I don't remember.
I think it's around.
It's 6. On Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's around 6, and so that's the reason I knew there's no way I could make it back in time to be on there.
It's about 8 Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Okay, so 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. Christmas with Cousin Colossus on Colossus Collectors Channel. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in for that. It's gonna be really fun. Travis Comics Limited is gonna come up here and hang out with me up here, and we're gonna be streaming together.
Together for the holidays.
For the first time, for the last time. Wait, no. Again, together again for the first time, for the last time. So, all right, people. Well, thanks for tuning in. I can't keep Mr. Akins from his family all night, so I just wanted to share a little Christmas cheer with everybody, talk a little bit of Christmas comics love, and share a little Christmas comics love. So thank you guys for all tuning in. What was I singing at the beginning of the show? Bigby, baby. Or Santa Bigby. That was it. Santa Bigby. Put a present under the tree.
Mr. Bigby.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. and we'll catch you guys later.
Yes.
Remember to share your love of comics with everyone you meet. Oh, and please like, comment, subscribe to both of us. Like, Mr. Akins needs more subscribers. He's criminally undersubscribed. So go over and
I need to
subscribe
put
to
out
Mr.
some
Akins. It'll be a great
videos.
Christmas gift to him. What's that? Put
I
out
said
some
I
more
need to put out
videos. It'll be a great Christmas gift to Mr. Akins. You guys can subscribe to him and leave in the comments like your best, most favorite Christmas gift that was comics related. That would be awesome.
That
So,
would be awesome.
all right, guys. Thank you.
Merry
and
Christmas.
goodbye.